Hi, my name is Elliot Ha, and this is my faith statement. Ever since I was in my mother's womb, and as long as I can remember, I've always been attending Grace Church. I knew about Bible stories and I knew the songs we sang, but I didn't really know what a relationship with God really looked like. It wasn't until the first missions trip in 2016 that I really encountered God. I saw that God was more than just someone you pray to or sing to every Sunday. God to me became a real person that was prevalent in every aspect of my life, whether it be school, friends, or family. I finally believed with my heart that God was someone that loved me, and what he did for me on that cross was real and unexplainable. Most of the time, I was a good boy, I'd like to think, because my parents brought me up really well. However, I still did things like be mean to others and be selfish. But when I met Jesus, my life went from doing sinful things to running in the opposite direction and pursuing God instead. I started to see myself read the Bible, getting curious with questions, and I wanted to praise God with songs, and I also started to see what God had in store for my life and the plan he laid out. I have a lot of Bible verses that I like, but currently I think my most favorite is 2 Corinthians 12:9, and it says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." This verse is really important to me because Christianity is hard and there's a lot of trial and tribulations that come with following Christ. Coming back to the verse always reassures me that God's power is most magnified when I am suffering and weak. I can lean on God's power and unfailing love, which always brings out his glory to the people around me. That is why Paul said that he will boast all the more in his weakness. The biggest influencers in my life are probably my parents and Pastor Andrew. My parents are just a little glimpse of God's love manifest, because all they do for me is pour out their love while being slow to anger. That makes them one of my most precious role models. On the other hand, Pastor Andrew, I think, truly devoted himself to whatever God wanted to do, and therefore I believe that God used him to turn my life around. I explained earlier, but when Pastor Andrew first came was when I truly met God during the missions trip of 2016. And I look up to his reverence towards God and his constant surrender to the Lord. I still have a lot to learn, but for now I believe that God sent his one and only son Jesus to die on the cross for my sins. And I was in no place to receive such grace, but Jesus was thinking of me when he was nailed to that tree. And I know that by grace I have been saved through faith, but I also need works to show my faith, because faith without deed is dead. Currently, I'm continuing to learn God's character, and by reading the Bible every morning, praying to him every day, I really do see growth in my understanding of who God is, and I see myself getting more curious. Lastly, I want to join the Grace Universal Church to hold hands with my fellow brothers and sisters and build a generation that will fight for the Lord and love the Lord. Thank you.